and welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. We start off with some high school football, and both of our area high school football teams who advanced to the state have now advanced to the second round of the state. For the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, it was their first state playoff victory since 1973 as they were able to knock off Long County by a score of 42 to 16. The Jackets in control throughout, went up 42-0, emptied their bench and gave up a couple of late touchdowns, but head coach Jared Zito's team enters this week's game with a record of 10-1. They have a tall task ahead this week as they'll be taking on Cedar Grove, who beat their opening round opponent, White County, by a score of 79-0. They're really rolling. They're ranked number 6 in the state right now. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they went on the road and won a state playoff game for the first time since 2008 as they were able to win in overtime on the road at Bethlehem Christian by a score of 20-14. Up next for the Gators, a tall task as they'll be heading up to Milledgeville to take on the number 1 team in the state and 3-time state champion, defending state champs, John Millage, coming up this Friday night. We'll preview those games as well as the Georgia Southern Eagles, who are coming off a victory as well. They snapped a 4-game losing streak as they were able to go down to San Marcos and knock off Texas State. And a tall task for the Eagles this week as well, as they'll be taking on the highest ranked team that's ever been to Paulson Stadium as BYU comes into town for the final game of the regular season at Paulson Stadium. We'll preview that, hear from Coach Whitley and a couple of players. Also, the Georgia Southern men's basketball team in action on Tuesday night as they were hoping to move to 3-0 on the season. We'll see some highlights of that game. All that and plenty more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888. Or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
You choose the combination, and they'll cook it in their 500-degree brick oven in just a few minutes. Your own delicious pizza experience using only the freshest ingredients on hand-tossed dough and individually sized just for you. And that Eagle Nation is why they're called Your Pie, because it's all about you. The Your Pie in Statesboro and downtown Savannah is owned and operated by Joe Hunt, a Georgia Southern grad. So when you order your next pizza, be true blue and make it all about you. Go see Joe at Your Pie, and I guarantee it, you'll be glad you did.
Well, the Georgia Southern football team able to snap a 4-game losing streak as they went down on the road at San Marcos, Texas, and were able to pull out a victory over Texas State this week. Things get a little bit tougher. They're going to be taking on the highest-ranked team to ever come to Paulson Stadium. Brigham Young comes in, ranked number 14 in this nation in the latest polls. It should be a packed house. They're expecting it to be a sellout by the time of game time. Had about a couple hundred tickets left early in the week. We had a chance to talk with head coach Kevin Whitley and a couple of his players about the big game coming up this week and how they come in with a little momentum for a change.
The mood, you could tell it changed a little bit because like we've been on a 4-game losing streak. You know, it gets a little hard, it gets a little depressing and everything. But finally getting the dub, you could just tell, like, coming back on Sunday, coming to workouts, getting back on the field, it just felt a lot better. The energy was just everybody was up. I'm a running back, I'm an offensive player, and, like, growing up, I know I always like to make an impact on the game and stuff, and, you know, like, it just felt good to, like, really feel like I'm contributing and, like, being able to help the team in any way that I can. So, you know, just being out on the field, being able to finally show what I could do, it felt good. Like what we say all year, like, the coach just try to preach to us, like, us young guys, make sure we send out the seniors in the right way. Like, and when we're seniors, we want our young guys to do the same thing for us. So, you know, as a brotherhood, we just gotta continue to fight. You know, never give up, and just like, you know, whatever happens, just know we gave it our all. And we'll come out with the dub, but you know, just give everything we got. I'm pretty excited because I don't think I've seen it yet, like a fully packed out stadium. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Like hearing they're gonna have like a lot of their fans, and you know how Paulson get with just our fans. So I know the energy's gonna be there. I think it'll be pretty exciting. I'm ready for it.
It makes it, it get me hyped up, They're coming into our house, ranked pretty high, Yeah, I think everybody should be hyped right now. Everybody is excited for this right now. Even the fans, all the fans and stuff, they're excited. I heard it's sold out, and I can't wait to get on the field. For me, like, I'm a senior, and, like, this is going to be my legit last home game in Paulson Stadium. I thought last year was going to be it, but I came back another year. And it's really upsetting, you know. This is going to be our last home game, but what better way to go out, you know what I mean, like with a bang, you know, for not just me, this whole team, actually this whole organization, you know. What better way to go out?
I think anytime you have a quality team like BYU coming, and then you can have a packed crowd, it's going to be real special. One thing I told the guys after the game, particularly our seniors, I said, guys, you're never going to forget the last game you play in Paulson. You're just not. November 23rd, 1991. You know, I remember like it was yesterday, 46 win over Nicholls State. So I shared that with them and how I felt when I walked off the field the last time as a player. And so, you know, I try to share that, you know, Nick Davis and Ike Farrell and, you know, Hop and all these guys I still talk to 30, 40 years later. You know, those are guys that I played that last game with. So, you know, just trying to get them to understand it's really bigger than the game. It's the relationship you've built over the year. And, you know, these guys will be your friends forever. And they'll be your teammates forever. And so we need to get the rest of these tickets sold. I think it's maybe less than 500 or whatever it was a few days ago. And let's pack it out, and then let's put on a great performance for these guys. But they'll never forget it. You know, again, you know, anytime you mention BYU, you know you're going to have a tough opponent. They do really well offensively and defensively. Offensively, number 25, their tailback, is absolutely phenomenal. I think he's run for over 1,100 yards. The most impressive thing about that is it's like 900 yards after the first contact. So we really got to do a good job of tackling him and limiting their run. When we slow him down, then we got to make sure we're on top of the deep ball. Receivers are big, a couple 6'4" guys, really good length on the edges. So we got to make sure we're able to defend the jump balls, and we got to, you know, if we don't catch it, just don't let them catch it. You know, I think offensively, what we got to do is, again, do a good job of mixing up run and pass, but we got to control the clock. We got to keep their offense off the field. And so if we can, you know, establish the run and you know, throw it when we want to throw it, and get some big explosive plays. I think that pass to Derwin, I'm not sure how long that pass was, but I think it just got our sideline ignited. I mean, you know, we were trying to hold them back from running on the field. So we need big explosive plays. If we can get those, that'd be great. But the biggest thing is just keep their offense off the field.
Once again, that game will be getting underway at 4 o'clock at Paulson Stadium. Stay with us, more to come upon further review. McCook's Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCook's Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCook's Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCook's Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
At Badcock Home Furniture and More, we know what it means to find the perfect fit. The feeling of surprise. That just right moment of delight. It's what we see every time a family finds their priced right style and snuggle perfect comfort. Because for us, home isn't simply where you live, it's how you live. Badcock Home Furniture and More. Just right.
Well, Well, the Georgia Southern men's basketball team off to a good start. They're 2-0 on the season, as are the women's basketball team. The men with a couple of big victories are at home against Ball State, on the road at South Florida. This week they were back in action Tuesday night. Let's send you out for some highlights. Fans gearing up with toilet paper for a flashback to the 80s Tuesday night. Bob Jones University in the first basket. Out comes the toilet paper. Not too long ago, that was a tough thing to find. Now it's Snow Angels by Gus. This is a good game to take a technical foul because it was all Eagles. Prince Toyambi starts the scoring. Next, Getty Yusupaitis drives in for two. Kamari Brown later, 3 of his 10 points in the game. Trey Cobbs fakes and drives in 2 of his 12. Andre Savrasov left alone, and he hits 3 of his team-high 18. Cobbs wanting some more at the rim. He goes in. Eagles by 8. Cobbs then putting on the moves here as he makes it a 10-point game. Toyambi back inside for 2 more of his 12 points in the game. Carlos Curry later throws down the slam. Elijah McCadden then coming through. He drops the floater in the lane. Grant Weatherford in the corner 3. The Eagles had 6 in the game. Savrasov then nice moves and pulls up for 2. Getty on the baseline, steps back and hits 2 more. Brown then coming through, left open for another 3. Back inside to the big guy, Curry, 2 more. Cam Bryant next with the corner 3. Finally on the break, McCadden to Weatherford for the bucket, and the Eagles roll 103-51. The Georgia Southern women hosting Fort Valley State at Hanner on Saturday. The Eagles in control. Janiah Love Hill, the pull-up jumper. Hill moments later. It's nearly an instant replay. They left her alone again. Rachel Johnson later on the break goes in for 2. Inside, the Eagles cleaning up after themselves. Lydia Freeman with the putback. Deja Holmes then to Subasa Nesbitt for the hoop and the foul. The Eagles continuing on the glass. The rebound and the putback by Maya Banks. Later, a nice dish inside to Taryn Ward, 2 of her team-high 15 points. And later, clear sailing down the baseline for 2. Thania Marks, one of 14 players to score Saturday. Gives and go then coming up. Ward and Hill doing it nicely. And finally, Maya Burns gets the hoop and the foul, and the Eagles cruise 99-71. A little stiffer competition Wednesday afternoon. Georgia Southern hosting Florida International. And on the break, Thania Marks goes up strong. The visitors able to keep it close. Zalda Gonzalez on the break. The Eagles then in transition as well, and it's Simone James finishing here. Next, Taryn Ward shakes herself free. 2 of her 10 points. But back come the Panthers. The 3 ball here will make it a 1-point game. The Eagles counter with 3 themselves. Rachel Johnson hits here. Later, a nice feed inside. Ward finishes. This one goes back and forth. Eden Johnson, 3 of her 13, and Georgia Southern ends up winning in overtime, 81-74. Next up for the men's basketball team on the road in South Carolina, as they will be taking on Hampton. Stay with us. High school football previews coming up next. Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show segment is brought to you in part thanks to Southeast Tire and Service. Southeast Tire and Service has been in business for 13 years, offering extensive vehicle repair and service from bumper to bumper. Come have a cup of coffee with us and let us help you with your car needs. Located at 400 Parker Avenue in Brooklyn. With operations across North America and customers all around the globe, Interfor is one of the world's largest lumber providers. Interfor serves the needs of customers, strengthens local economies, and builds value for its employees and shareholders. Interfor is where excellence meets opportunity. In the past decade, Interfor has invested $1.3 billion into modern facilities and systems that employ the latest technologies. Interfor, excellence grows here. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets were able to do something they hadn't done since 1973, and that is to win a state playoff game. Now, with that monkey off their back, they turn their attention to a very tall task, as they'll be hitting the road for the Atlanta area to take on Cedar Grove. Cedar Grove coming off a 79-0 win in the opening round of the state playoffs against White County. We had a chance to talk with Southeast Bulloch head coach Jared Zito and a couple of his players about the big victory and what they expect this week.
48 years is a long time to go, and so that was one. There was a lot. I felt like there was a lot of pressure on everybody to try to get that done Friday, but when it was over, man, that was so much fun to see our kids excited, our crowd, our community, Coach Sparks, Coach Shaver, all those things made it a really special night. Proud of our guys. We played really great. We played probably the best game of the season. Came out fast, played physical. We had the best week of practice last week, and it really showed on Friday. And really excited to be 1-0 in the playoffs. And now we got to kind of put that to rest and move forward to Cedar Grove. Well, they're as advertised. They're a really good football team. We got really good players. They're well coached. They're physical. They're number one team in 3A, or ranked that way for a reason, and so we'll have to go up there and play our best. Their defensive line is probably the best defensive line we've seen all year for sure. I think 3 out of the 4 of those guys have either committed somewhere at the Power 5 level or been offered. So they're really good. They got 2 really good corners. They're twins. One is better than the other, but both of them are really, really good. On offense, they got a really good running back. They're big up front, but their running back is a special player. I believe he has either been offered or committed to Arkansas or someone in the SEC. So he's kind of been the focal point on offense, their offense for us right now. He's stood out. He's a guy we have certainly got to slow down. I don't know if we can stop him, but we've got to slow him down. And then that their defensive front, obviously we got to start there, especially nature of what we do offensively. We're going to have to we have to really play well up front. I think number one, you got to start the game off as mistake-free as possible, and sometimes that means playing some field position, moving the chains, punt the football. If you can score early, that's great. But you can't do, and several teams on tape have done against them, is they get themselves in a hole early. They kind of overwhelm you either defensively with a turnover, a scoop and score, interception, return, or they block a punt, or they pin you down deep on a kickoff. And so their offense has a really short field, and what happens is before you know it, it's 21-0, and the ball game's kind of over. I think if you can survive that first quarter onslaught and make it a ball game, that as the game goes on, the better our chances are.
It was a real good game. We all played real well. Defense did real well. We all swarmed to the ball the whole game. The offense did their thing tonight, the other night too. It was a very emotional night, and we knew we had it in us. We just had to do our jobs and get it done. We're going to come in confident. Cedar Grove's a really good team, but I think we got what it takes to come and beat them. We've seen some video of them. We're just going to do our thing. We just can't make mental errors and small mistakes. That's going to cost us.
Everybody's very excited. Whole community was excited. City of Brooklyn was excited. We just came out there, did what we had to do, play hard-nosed football, play our brand of football, and got the win. We get better every week. It's something new that we learn, and we just go 100,000% at it. And we just get better every week. I feel like we just need to come in and play hard like we've been playing. They're the number one team in the state, but just because we don't play in Atlanta, people look down on us. But we have what it takes, and we'll show it Friday. We have to be very physical, play hard from the time the game starts to the time the game's over with. If we do that, then I feel like we'll be okay.
That game getting underway at 7:30 in Ellenwood. Stay with us. The Bulloch Academy preview is coming up next.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators able to do something they hadn't done since 2008, and that is win a road state playoff game. This week, things get even tougher as they'll be heading up to Milledgeville to take on John Milledge. We had a chance to talk with head coach Steve Pennington and a couple of the players about the big win they had this past week against Bethlehem Christian and how they hope that will again give them some momentum as they hit the road for John Milledge.
It certainly was a great thrill, and I'm just so happy for our players it's been a tumultuous year, up and down. You know, we had some bright spots, but it's been an ongoing challenge with illnesses, with injuries, and, you know, and beyond not meeting some of the expectations we had set before the season. So to get into the playoffs was an achievement. Number 2 is that to go play a very fine football team that was 7-4 on a 3-hour trip and come away with a hard-fought victory really is something that where we can. It'll be a memory that these young men will cherish for a lifetime, and I'm just happy for them. They've endured, persevered throughout the whole season, and now we get a chance to do it again. We're going to need everything we can muster up to fight 3-time defending state champions. You know, and the good thing about it, Josh, is something we're going to take from this is that I believe looking at the scores of their schedule this past year, we actually played them closer than anybody else during the course of the year. And, you know, we did give up 2 late touchdowns, but up to that point, it was, I believe, 17-3 in the 4th quarter. So, you know, hopefully that'll give us some momentum and confidence going into the game. But they are a ferocious team. They're I don't want to be cliche-ish, but they are coached well. Their players play with great passion, play very physical, play very fast. And so they got it going. And as I mentioned here weeks ago, when we did play them, you know, they're the standard for GISA in this league, and that's where we want to get. And we get an opportunity to see how much we've improved, and not only that, practice very hard to go steal a win. We have to limit pre-snap mistakes. We cannot chase the chains. We have to slow the game down immensely. Do not run out of bounds. Utilize the clock. But also very important, offensively, we have to get some positive yardage on first down. I mean, we just got to get. Every time we get a first down, we need to make sure that we get something good and positive. And then defensively, they've got so many weapons, and they just like a well-oiled machine. Reading keys, playing leverage because they do very well in space. Tackling is going to be a premium, and make them work. Make them work for every point they get, and not give up anything easy. If we do that, that helps utilize the clock, and keeps us in the ball game.
It was just we fought hard throughout it. I mean, there was a lot of penalties and stupid stuff that kind of it didn't really get us down. We just knew we needed to keep going, and we pushed through. We played a little bit better. We got a little sloppy with how many penalties we had. That really killed us on a lot of big drives, but we got it done. So. Yeah, we played tight with them, but at that time we didn't play a full game. We didn't finish, and who knows? We'll see. We'll see Friday. When you're in a place like this, there's nothing to lose because everybody's already written us off. So I mean, really, I mean, we don't have too much pressure on us. We can go out there and do us.
You know, I felt pretty good about our defensive performance, and I feel like offense we have some areas to improve, but I feel like we got a whole week to get ready. I know what we can do. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. We definitely lost a good few in the beginning of the season, but I feel that we're going to be stronger coming back. You know, the first time we played them, we held them to 28, and I mean, we scored twice. I feel we'll do strongly against them because I mean, we know what we're against this time for sure.
And that game getting underway at 7:30 in Milledgeville. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.